Time Warner Cable is pleased to be an underwriting sponsor for Carolina Week.
Coming up on the April 6th edition of Carolina Week.
We sit down with Student Body President Mary Cooper on her first day in office.
We'll tell you why you should always lock your dorm room door.
In sports, people are still guessing about what the basketball trio will do, and we take a look at one football player who breaks the mold.
Weathercaster Suzanne Wilson will tell us if we can expect warmer weather to return for the weekend.
All that and the height of fashion at UNC.
Carolina Week starts right now.
From the James F. Goodman Studio in the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, connecting campus and community, this is Carolina Week.
Well, it's great news for Tar Heel basketball fans. Good evening, I'm Jeremy Spearman.
And I'm Joelle Kaplan. Thanks for joining us. At least 2 of the team's star players are returning next year. Sportscaster Justin Page joins us now. Justin, it's 2/3 of the news fans wanted to hear.
No, that's right, Joelle. It's 2 down and 1 to go for Carolina. Now, we're still waiting to hear from freshman forward Harrison Barnes, but as of late this afternoon, the Heels should have the best front court in the country next season. That's because sophomore John Henson and junior Tyler Zeller will give fans at least 1 more season in Carolina Blue. The front court duo said they just enjoy life here at UNC and want to accomplish even more on the court. And of course, they hope that will include the national title. Now, several sources indicated that the big men were leaning toward returning all along, but it's good to get that official announcement. So, great day to be a Tar Heel fan here at UNC and Tar Heel fans everywhere.
So, Justin, definitely great news, but do we expect to hear anything from Harrison Barnes anytime soon?
Well, here on Monday, Harrison Barnes in the pickup game at the Cobb Courts with students told reporters that his decision might take up to a week and a half, but that we should know by then he's still weighing the options of declaring for the NBA draft. So we'll have more on the 2 big men coming up in sports.
Great.
All right, thanks, Justin. In other news, today marks the first day in office for new Student Body President Mary Cooper. Reporter Lindsay Hawkins is live in the studio and has been following Cooper since she was just a candidate. Lindsay, after a controversial election season, some say it's time to move forward and be positive.
Positive is a great way to put it, Joelle. I sat down with Cooper today and we talked about which projects she's been working on and what the future holds.
Last night, Mary Cooper officially succeeded this past year's Student Body President Hogan Medlin as she took her oath of office. With projects like the expansion of CCI printing and express checkout in dorms already underway, Cooper is ready to move into her new office. She's also ready for the popular question I asked her the morning before her inauguration.
When I woke up this morning, I was asked a question, what does the Carolina way mean to me? And the first thought that popped into my head was Hogan Medlin.
But Cooper says her administration will not be a replication of the Medlin administration.
Hogan, with the arts initiative and things like that, Hogan really, really was the proponent for that and really encouraged people to get involved. I think with my administration, you'll see more emphasis on safety issues, more environmental issues, more issues regarding the budget and tuition.
Cooper focuses now on the flat rate taxi fare projects and the Student Enrichment Fund. She's already found it challenging to be the voice for every student.
At one point, everyone looked at me and said, "So what's the student's opinion?" And it took me a second to realize. I looked around the room and I thought, oh wait, I'm the only student here.
Cooper's also working on assembling her cabinet to help represent more students' opinions. Students turned in their applications yesterday.
Lindsay, you mentioned Cooper isn't as interested in the arts. Will she still be involved in the innovation project?
Yes, Cooper will still be working on the project with Chancellor Thorpe, but she says she won't focus as heavily on it as the Medlin administration did.
That's Lindsay Hawkins live in the studio. Thanks, Lindsay.
2 Carolina students are still shaken by a harrowing experience early Monday morning. 2 gunmen held them up in their Morrison Hall dorm room.
2 students were playing video games when 2 strangers walked in and robbed them and 3 other students. The men stayed for about 15 minutes, grabbing everything they could carry. The students have asked that we not show their faces.
When they were about to leave, he said, "I've got enough bullets in the gun for all 5 of you," and then he went down the line, pointing the gun at each of us, saying, "Got 2 for you, 2 for you, 2 for you."
The boys had left their suite door unlocked, letting the robbers get right in. The Department of Public Safety has some suggestions.
There are flyers that have gone up on campus that indicate, don't let folks tailgate into the residence halls, don't leave doors open, report suspicious activity. In this case, that would not have been the scenario.
That's because the two robbers knew somebody who lives in the building. That person let them in.
I mean, I could tell that they didn't want to have to shoot anyone or kill anyone. They were there mainly to get whatever they could, but if any one of us would have done, try to jump at him or anything, I knew he wouldn't hesitate to pull the trigger, you could tell. And then later.
Now, just minutes ago, police arrested the second suspect, Michael D'Angelo Williamson. Luther Allison is already out on bond.
We have some more information about the UNC professor who stole an ambulance Friday while paramedics were treating him. As of this afternoon, police still haven't charged Patrick Akos, but a worker in the School of Education confirmed that Akos hasn't taught any classes this week. Akos could be facing charges of larceny of a vehicle and careless and reckless driving after he hit 5 cars and a fire truck with the ambulance you see here. We haven't been able to contact Associate Professor Patrick Akos about the incident.
In any type of campus emergency, speed counts, and the university now has another tool to quicken emergency response. Smart 911 is a free service designed to allow faculty, staff, and students to register information they want campus police to have on file if they call 911. People can supply information they think would be most helpful in a crisis situation, including a physical description with a photograph and emergency contact information. Smart 911 will supplement other UNC safety programs such as the Emergency Safety Poles and Alert Carolina.
Students usually just hang out in the pit between classes. Tuesday, they tried to make it a giant dance floor. Dancers from Carolina Dance Initiative tried to start a spontaneous flash mob to Whitney Houston's I Wanna Dance with Somebody, but didn't have the turnout expected. A flash mob is a group of people who suddenly break into song or dance in a public area. The Facebook event created for this flash mob had 371 confirmed guests. However, only about 20 actually broke it down when the song played. Many students did at least stop to watch and take pictures.
We know that Snoop Dogg is coming, but the concert won't be on campus. Jennifer Kessinger live in the studio. Jennifer, concerts don't often create so much uproar.
They sure don't, Jeremy, but this free concert that UNC won from Electronic Arts will now be in Raleigh because of all the issues surrounding the event. First off, finding a venue to hold such a large-scale event caused problems. Second, it usually takes at least 2 months to plan any concert, especially one for such a popular artist. Next came the issue of sponsorship. According to UNC policy, if EA wanted to promote its latest game, it would need sponsorship from a student group. Finally, some students found Snoop Dogg's lyrics just too offensive and didn't want the university to allow Snoop to appear at all. EA student rep Tyler Bronzino is confused about all the fuss.
It'd be awesome if someone could step up and give an official reason, because the reason that they gave didn't seem to make sense, given that EA offered to not promote the game on campus.
Now, the event will be held in Raleigh at the Raleigh Amphitheater and is scheduled for April 23rd.
Jennifer, does EA expect a lot of students to make that trip to Raleigh?
Jeremy Bronzino says students are disappointed they have to go all the way to Raleigh, but EA is expecting a crowd in the thousands and is sponsoring shuttles to take students to the show.
Well, that'll definitely make a difference. Thanks, Jennifer. That's Jennifer Kessinger live in the studio. Well, one UNC employee is a miracle man.
Coming up, doctors put him on ice after his heart stopped, and he lived to tell the story.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Where's my husband? Where's my husband? Stop. How's she doing? She was the passenger. So I was T-boned on the passenger side.
We just had some wine. I wasn't even drunk, I was just buzzed.
What? You were just buzzed? Well, sir, you didn't tell us that. In that case, she's just fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Really?
No, not really.
Buzz driving. Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal.
To ice a sprained ankle or a black eye and you run a burned finger under cold water. Health reporter Alex Rains tells us about a growing trend to use cold to treat a more serious ailment.
62-year-old Mike Patil was riding in a car with a friend.
Apparently I was talking in the middle of whatever I was saying. I stopped.
That's because his heart had stopped. Fortunately, nearby paramedics rushed Patil to UNC hospitals. Even though the paramedics resuscitated him quickly, his doctor, Jason Katz, knew the odds weren't good.
Even if they make it to the hospital, only about 1 in 10 or less survive to hospital discharge.
A new treatment, therapeutic hypothermia, is helping these patients return to normal life. First, paramedics have to get their hearts working again. Then, doctors use these water-filled pads to cool the patient's body by about 7 degrees.
It just drops the metabolism, drops the workload of every organ system, particularly the brain, until things start to recover on its own. It's a lot of what we do in medicine, right? We sort of protect the body from itself until the body starts to get better on its own.
After doctors stabilized Patil's heart, he remained unconscious while they wrapped him in the cooling pads.
He was cooled for 24 hours, rewarmed over a 24-hour period, and then, to our surprise, woke up almost immediately.
And when I opened my eyes, I said, Mike, do you know what your name is? And I was going, well, is this a trick question?
By the next day, Patil was emailing friends. A week later, he was home. He says he's suffered no lasting effects.
I don't let things bother me anymore, because in a way it's almost that I wouldn't have been there anyway.
Katz says before therapeutic hypothermia, only about 3% of his patients recovered fully after their hearts had stopped. Now, about 70% survive and return to normal lives. In Chapel Hill, I'm Alex Rains, Carolina Week.
Doctors first developed this new therapy after hearing stories of people who survived hours with no pulse because they had fallen into freezing water.
One Chapel Hill chef might be the next winner of what Time calls the Oscars of the food world. Andrea Rusing is one of 6 finalists for the James Beard Award Best Chef of the Southeast. Rusing opened Lantern on Franklin Street 9 years ago. Lantern is popular for its unique cuisine, which mixes Asian flavor with local ingredients. The chef will appear on the NBC Today show tomorrow to cook a recipe from her new book.
Well, things seem to be looking up in the economy following months of bad news. McDonald's is looking for workers. The fast food chain will hold a hiring day on April 19th when it will accept applications and conduct in-person interviews. McDonald's is preparing for the busy summer months, but these won't be just seasonal jobs. The company's hiring goal translates to between 3 and 4 new hires per restaurant nationwide. The store on Franklin Street is looking for 3 part-timers, but other area stores will be hiring full-time employees.
The rain might be inconvenient for your walk to class, but lakes in Chapel Hill sure needed it. The Orange Water and Sewer Authority reported the reservoir levels have risen to 84.5% since last Wednesday when the lakes were only 78% full. OWASA reports almost half an inch of rain already this month and says the current risk of drought is low.
We've all heard the phrase turn a new leaf, but a chemist at MIT is taking it to a whole new level. Most of the energy the Earth uses comes from the sunlight to plants conversion, also called photosynthesis. MIT professor Daniel Nocera has adapted this idea to create an artificial leaf no bigger than a playing card that can do almost the same thing nature does. Much like the Earth's natural energy conversion process, the leaf uses a hydrogen-forming catalyst that, when combined with water, reacts to sunlight, creating renewable hydrogen energy. This process can convert sunlight into hydrogen fuel. Nocera hopes to commercialize the low-cost artificial leaf in the next 2 to 3 years to provide another green source of energy. Well, weathercaster Suzanne Wilson joins us live in the studio.
Yes, Suzanne, it's been a roller coaster the past few weeks. When are we going to finally start to see that normal spring temperature trend?
It does look like spring is coming, finally starting tomorrow. But you can also see people are really enjoying weather today. The past couple of days have been rough, but it does look like we're going to warm up. Stay tuned for more after the break.
Coming home can be hard if you're a veteran of Iraq or Afghanistan. You may feel like you're all alone, but you're not alone. At IAVA.org, your fellow vets are all around you. Join our free online community, get the resources you need, and connect to other vets who know where you're coming from. IAVA.org. We've got your back.
When I was a kid growing up, I actually was bullied so bad I had to leave school in 8th grade and go to another school.
A safe space is a place where nobody judges you, where you're safe from bullying or from anything that you think is bad and that you don't want to go through, or your friends or your family. Every student deserves to have a safe space at school.
We need to put an end to bullying now.
Please visit safespacekit.com. Help us put a safe space kit in every school in America.
I want to see the world.
When you pick up a book,
I used to read every night to all the younger kids,
and let your imagination break free, you won't believe how much fun it can be.
Let down your house!
Experience a world of adventure, excitement, and endless possibilities. Get tangled up in a good book. Explore new worlds. Read. Visit read.gov today.
Welcome back to Carolina Week. I'm weathercaster Suzanne Wilson. The past couple of days have brought us some windy, wet, and chilly weather, which have given us some cool evenings, and we've had some frost advisories in effect for the past couple of evenings, and again for tonight. This is an issue for plants and plants and vegetation outside right now. So if you do have any delicate plants, make sure to bring those in. But it does look like today's going to be the last evening for the frost advisory because warmer weather is coming ahead. And it also looks like we're going to have a few thunderstorms this weekend, but nothing too bad. Over to North Carolina today, there have been very few clouds as temperatures have been nice. The very few clouds over the area with a little bit above us. The system has finally moved off the coast that's been affecting us for the past couple of days. And in its place has come this high pressure system, which is bringing a southerly flow of warmer weather from the Gulf. Now this pressure system from the Midwest is moving over our way, but won't be affecting us until Friday. So the next couple of days, we can expect this high pressure system to stay over our area and bring us some nice weather. Again, tonight we're going to have partly cloudy skies with that frost advisory in effect, so make sure you bring in all those plants with a temperature in the mid-30s. Tomorrow, sunny skies will be in the area with light winds, 5 to 10 mile per hour winds. Temperatures will start warming up and we will be seeing more of those normal spring April temperatures with the temperature in the mid-70s, around 74. For tomorrow, you can see the high pressure system has moved off the coast, but it's still bringing in that warm weather, warm temperatures from the Gulf. Now this front will start to move over the area into tomorrow, but as you see into Friday, it does move here, and that's what's bringing us the chance of thunderstorms into the day on Friday afternoon. So this moisture associated with this cold front will move through with some warm temperatures still, but we'll continue to have a chance of rain for Friday. Now rain is probably going to be welcome because pollen is very high right now. Both oak and pine trees are very active with pollen, and so our levels are in the peak of very high and probably affecting most of our allergies out there. So the rain will probably be welcomed as it'll wash away some of that pollen that's moved into the area. As you're traveling this weekend, most of the temperatures will be nice for the entire North Carolina. 70 in Asheville, 79 in Wilmington. So whether you're going from the mountains or the coast, you'll be seeing nice temperatures. The 5-day forecast, 74 for Thursday, 50 for the low. So no more frost advisories, but it will be warming up. 77 on Friday with the afternoon thunderstorms possible. Also afternoon thunderstorms on Saturday. But it really looks like we're starting to get warmer temperatures and starting to have a great weather out there for our weekends.
That looks great. Even the thunderstorms are probably welcome because of all of that pollen.
Exactly. Our allergies will definitely appreciate the rain.
Definitely. Thanks, Suzanne.
Thanks, Suzanne.
Well, we can all agree that spring is a great time to kick off your shoes and walk through the quad. And some Chapel Hill residents did just that Tuesday to help others. The The Chapel Hill Carborough YMCA participated in One Day Without Shoes, sponsored by Tom's Shoes. The event started with the Barefoot Carnival, where kids could play games, run obstacle courses, and even get their toenails painted, all without wearing shoes. The Y also collected shoes to be donated to locals in need. Residents of all ages joined together to walk a mile around the town barefoot. Walker said the barefoot stroll helped them understand what some people go through every day.
Sportscaster Justin Page joins us live in the studio. Justin, there's a lot more for Tar Heel fans to do than just sit around waiting for Harrison Barnes to make up his mind, isn't there?
That's right, Justin. We've got the spring game coming up this weekend.
No,
as well.
absolutely. The annual blue and white game this Saturday at Kenan Stadium. A chance for fans to get a look at the new look Tar Heels. But coming up after the break, we'll take a look at a UNC football player with some unique interests.
That's it.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. When you adopt a child from foster care, just being there makes all the difference.
Today, about 1 in 5 Americans is living with a disability. Over 50 million people, including many of our friends and neighbors, teachers and co-workers, heroes and leaders. 20 years ago, the Americans with Disabilities Act guaranteed every person the right to live, work, and participate fully in the American experience. We've come a long way since then, and we are committed to making even more progress in the years ahead. Visit disability.gov to see how you can help.
Welcome to Carolina Week Sports. I'm Justin Page. Carolina basketball fans are rejoicing. As we told you earlier, John Henson and Tyler Zeller are returning, and both issued statements through the athletics department this afternoon. The Big Ben made it clear that they're not finished yet. John Henson said, "I know at some point I want to play in the NBA, but right now I want to enjoy my college life. My teammates and coaches are great, and I want to help them reach the big dreams we all share." Tyler Zeller also felt the same way. He said, "I want to finish my college career, compete for national championships, and graduate on time. That means a lot to my family and me. Plus, I know I can get stronger and improve my all-around game with another year." Switching gears to football, there will be plenty of fresh faces taking to the field this Saturday for the spring game. Rachel Nash joins us live in the studio. Rachel, you had the chance to talk with one player who'll be stepping up this season.
That's right, Justin. Brennan Williams is the new starting right tackle, and there's definitely more to this athlete than just his love of football. He's 325 pounds, he's 6'7", and he's coming to try and bury you on the line. But Brennan Williams says there's more to him than just his jock status.
I'm pretty much like a big nerd.
His apartment walls are covered with ninja posters, including these guys. From a young age, Williams embraced Japanese culture, from anime to martial arts.
As a kid, I kind of got into video games, and I loved Pokemon as a little kid, so that was always really cool, and I guess it just stuck with me.
Williams also rocks out on his guitar when his hands aren't too sore from practice. But he says it's art that really gets his creativity flowing. He says his graphic designs like these are his masterpieces. Back on the field, Williams has definitely made an impression on his teammates.
Brennan, he's very different. Things he wears, his earrings, how they have all kind of skulls and weird things, ripped jeans.
You can't deny it, Williams has style. He has the tattoos, the sweet hairdo, and the streaks to match. Still, Williams never strays too far from his nerdy side. He likes to build his own weapons and wields them around in his apartment. And Williams recently spent $80 on Nerf guns to participate in Humans vs. Zombies. All fun aside, Williams knows the job that lies ahead.
You know, this is my first year starting. I want to make an impact as a starter and take a position as a leader on the team.
Williams said that if his NFL dream doesn't work out, he wants to move to Japan and become a professional wrestler.
Well, Rachel, he's definitely an interesting character. Can't wait to see what he'll do next season. But switching to the other side of the ball, Rachel, you've been following the team through spring practice. Who's looking strong in the secondary? There's a lot of question marks there.
Right, Justin. The Heels do have several players returning. Cornerbacks Jabari Price and Charles Brown make their return. Brown missed last season because of NCAA investigations, but he registered a strong sophomore campaign back in 2009, finishing with 66 tackles. Now either Matt Morletti, we remember him stepping up last season, or Jonathan Smith will get the start at strong safety. And at free safety, we have 3 contenders. You see them right there, number 10, Trey Boston, Brian Gupton, or Gene Robinson. So there's definitely looking like a battle for the starting position.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, we'll definitely look forward to the fight going down on Saturday at the Blue and White game. That was Rachel Nash live in the studio. Thanks, Rachel. Meanwhile, the Carolina baseball team is continuing its absolute tear on the diamond, recording yet another win at the Bosch. Yesterday against against Winthrop, game tied at 1 early on when Seth Ballman hits this triple down the right field line, drives in 2 runs to give the Heels a 3-1 lead. Now the bats were hot, but Carolina's defense also did its job. Check out this double play right there, kind of looking like the Carolina Week softball team. And Tommy Coyle extended the lead to 5-2 with this triple in the third. Heels get the job done with a 12-6 win. They'll face 7th-ranked Florida State for a 3-game series this weekend in Tallahassee. Meanwhile, the women's tennis team is trying to keep pace with the baseball team as the 3rd-ranked Heels hosted Duke this afternoon. Fans from both teams gathered to take in the top 5 matchup with major Battle of the Blues implications. UNC's Lauren McHale and Cheyenne Featherston made some noise early in the number 1 seed doubles match. There you see Featherston with the overhead slam right there. And then there's McHale with a really nice volley finish coming up right here. There you see it. They won their match 8-3, but Duke won the other 2 doubles matches, taking the point and now leads the overall match 1-0. So hopefully the ladies can come back and make some noise. Battle of the Blues points on the line.
Yeah, it's always great to beat Duke. So
hey, that would complete the day for Carolina's fans, you'd have to say.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Justin.
Thanks, Justin. So Jeremy, you're a pretty stylish guy.
Oh, you're not so bad yourself, Joelle. But coming up, we'll show you some students who might even have more style than us on the desk.
If you have a story idea, call Carolina Week at 919-843-8292 or email us at carolinaweek@unc.edu. If you have questions about this program, write Carolina Week at Campus Box 3365, UNC-CH, Chapel Hill, North Carolina 27599. Be sure to check out Carolina Week and Carolina Connection online at carolinaweek.org.
Designers are altering fashion in the Triangle.
That's right. Reporter Cole Murphy talked to some of them about their unique styles.
Jessica Couch and Alex Lee are both young designers trying to break into the fashion world. Couch graduated from NC State in December, and she's known she wanted to design since she was little. She says she used to change her outfits 8 times a day.
I wore everybody's stuff. I was drawing pictures of like clothing since I was tiny, like just dressing up dolls or dressing up my little imaginary friends. And I used to make costumes every holiday.
Since then, her style has matured. She put together her first full line of clothing last year.
My most recent collection came from my trip to Egypt. And I was really inspired by the women there. They commanded so much power with their presence. And they're clothed from head to toe.
Lee looks to a different source for inspiration. He's a senior at UNC and a designer, along with UNC alum John Carlo. Together, they created Fresh from Birth.
You got to be born with it. You gotta know what looks good on you, and you got to be willing to rock it. You can't be scared to wear a giant baby out in public.
The line is inspired by the hip-hop music Lee loves to dance to. Right now, they mainly sell T-shirts.
You want to try it on? See what it looks like?
I'm here in one of the T-shirts from Fresh from Birth's first hip-hop inspired line. They also make stickers and buttons. Behind me, one of the co-founders, Alex Lee, is doing what he does best. Lee is always making new shirts, and Couch hopes to have a new line out in the fall. In Chapel Hill, I'm Cole Murphy, Carolina Week.
Definitely a stylish group. We might have to have them come in the newsroom and show us a little bit of what they do.
Yeah, talking about fashion, it might be time to put up the winter clothes, right, Suzanne?
It does look like it with 70s and 80s this weekend. We're going to have some great weather. Although the rain will be coming, we'll be able to put up those winter clothes for sure and bring out the shorts and short sleeve shirts.
No, let's hope so. You mentioned the chance of thunderstorms on Saturday. Hopefully it holds off for the spring game. Should be a great forecast if that's not the case for at Kenan Stadium. So.
All right, well, that does it for this edition of Carolina Week.
Thanks for watching. Good night.